They are often called trillionaires, yet their official wealth is nowhere near $1 trillion. So how does the British royal family live a life that feels larger than any billionaire empire with palaces worth billions of dollars, ancient money machines still printing cash, and children who generate economic impact before they can even speak? Stay until the end to discover how royal power creates wealth without ownership and why this system still works today. The trillionaire myth versus the real numbers. For decades, the British royal family has been described with one word that instantly captures attention. Trillionaires' headlines, social media, and documentaries often suggest a level of wealth so vast it feels untouchable, almost mythic. But when the numbers are placed on the table, the reality looks very different. As of 2025, the estimated total net worth of the British royal family stands at approximately $28 billion, a massive figure by any standard, yet nowhere near the trillion-dollar label often attached to them. To understand why this myth exists, comparison is unavoidable. The House of Saudi in Saudi Arabia controls an estimated $1.4 trillion, largely driven by oil revenues and global investments. The Al Sabah family of Kuwait holds around $360 billion, also rooted in energy wealth. Against these dynasties, Britain's royal wealth appears modest, and yet the lifestyle influence and global perception of the British monarchy often feel just as powerful, if not. The reason lies not in liquid cash, but in structure. The British royal family's wealth is anchored in assets that cannot be sold, cannot be liquidated, and cannot be casually inherited. Like private fortunes, palaces worth billions of dollars, vast estates spread across hundreds of thousands of acres, and priceless cultural assets exist outside normal market logic. These are not properties listed on balance sheets. They are instruments of permanence. Their value is real, but it is locked into history and law. Another layer comes from access rather than ownership. While the royal family does not own national wealth, they operate within a system that provides direct access to public revenue streams through mechanisms like the sovereign grant. Tens of millions of dollars flow annually to support royal operations, security, and infrastructure. This creates the impression of limitless resources, even though the money technically belongs to the state. Perhaps most overlooked is economic influence. The monarchy generates billions of dollars every year through tourism, branding, fashion, and global media. Royal events, appearances, and symbolism drive spending far beyond the palace gates. This is not money sitting in royal bank accounts, but money moving through the economy because the institution exists. So the truth is this: the British royal family is not trillionaire rich in cash, but they preside over a trillion-dollar system, a system built on history, protected by law, and sustained by public belief. And once you understand that difference, the assets you can't sell: palaces, art, and crown jewels. If cash alone defined power, the British royal family would never be mistaken for trillionaires, but their real strength sits inside assets that are untouchable, unsellable, and legally frozen in time. These are not investments meant to be flipped for profit. They are monuments of continuity designed to outlive markets, governments, and even individual monarchs across the United Kingdom. The monarchy is linked to more than 30 palaces, castles, and royal residences, with a combined estimated value exceeding 15. At the center of global attention stands Buckingham Palace. A property valued at approximately $4.9 billion, its scale is staggering. 775 rooms, 92 offices, 52 royal bedrooms, and 19 staterooms used for diplomacy and ceremonial power. Yet despite its value, Buckingham Palace cannot be sold, mortgaged, or transferred like private real estate. It exists as a symbol, not a commodity beyond buildings. The monarchy controls one of the most valuable art holdings on earth through the royal collection. This collection contains over 1 million individual items, including paintings, manuscripts, sculptures, and historic artifacts accumulated over more than 500 years. Among its most extraordinary holdings are 550 original drawings by Leonardo da Vinci, a group alone valued between $8 and $10 billion. These include anatomical studies, early engineering designs, and preparatory sketches that museums would pay any price to acquire, yet they will never appear at auction. Then there are the crown jewels, a concentration of symbolic wealth that borders on myth. Their total estimated value ranges from $4 to $8 billion depending on valuation methods. The Cullinan diamond, originally weighing 3,406 carats, was cut into multiple stones now embedded in royal regalia. The combined value estimated at $2 billion, the Koh-i-Noor diamond, weighing 105.6 carats, carries an estimated value between $115 and $330 million, yet is surrounded by historical controversy and is worn only by female consorts. What unites all these assets is a single legal principle. They are held in trust for the nation. This means the monarch acts as custodian, not owner. These treasures cannot be sold to cover expenses divided among heirs or leveraged for private gain. Their value exists without liquidity. This is where perception diverges from reality, while billionaires measure wealth by what they can sell. The British monarchy derives power from what can never leave its control. These assets do not generate cash flow directly, but they generate something more durable: legitimacy, continuity, and global fascination, and in a world driven by attention and symbolism, that may be the most able currency of all. The royal effect. How children create billions when people think about wealth. They usually picture oil fields, stock portfolios, or skyscrapers worth billions of dollars. Very few imagine that a child barely old enough to speak quietly generate economic value rivaling Mu.